up, guys? Lord of Shadows here to give you a character discussion about Mad Max Fury Road main antagonist, Immortan Joe.
It is by my hand you arise from the ashes of this world!
That's right. Shadows, like I said, beginning doing about another character discussion video. Mad Max Fury Road main antagonist, Immortan Joe, played by none other than Keays-Byrne, the same actor who played the first main antagonist of the first Mad Max movie in the age of Mel Gibson, the Toe Cutter. Name unknown, but he was known as the Toe Cutter, which I really like the name. Creepy. I like it. Yeah, it was really good for me, my taste. So here we are. So before we get the main character discussion event, I only wish to say spoiler alert, because when I will talk about this character discussion, and especially about this character, it will involve a lot of scenes what I saw in the movie. So be prepared. I mean, for the ones who are watching this movie, and for the ones who don't want to be spoiled, or should I say, who don't want to spoil your own expectations for the movie, don't watch this video. So for the ones who don't care, just watch it. So let's just begin, shall we? So as far as we know, at the beginning of the movie, as far as we know, what I'm going to tell is that he's a warlord. He's the ruler of the wasteland known by Citadel. He's controlling all other, people that are beneath him. They're like the war boys. They're accepting, some kind of a god. He's invincible, and he will, like he said himself, from the ashes of this world you will rise, and I will be the one who will put you through the gates, or to say, to the road of Valhalla. But for the ones who don't know, Valhalla is exactly the same thing like is in the underworld for Keays. Because Valhalla in the Viking mythology is the place where all the brave warriors and chiefs of the other warriors, who should I say, Vikings, go when they die. So, for the ones who didn't know, now you know. So, like I said, Roads of Valhalla. He's the leader of the notorious gang who's called War Boys, which I really like the name. Pretty good. George Miller, you really are a mastermind. Mastermind and a genius. Congratulations for this movie, because for me it's 10 out of 10, and I really like it. Especially the main villain, which I'm talking about now. The other things are, about his character design, because so far you can see, about all his metal, and, 2 guns and everything, and, the long hair. It was pretty amazing. But the first thing we should say, about his medals that you can see is, you can see that he's for war boys, and the other is, like a leader, like a general who's leading his army and his people to a bright future, which, in this correction, for my taste, will be a total madness and destruction about whatever. When you're a villain, you do some shitty stuff. That's the truth, and you must, get over it at some point. So yeah, like I said I repeat again. So all the people, which for me more look like zombies than people, well, fuck it. So like the ordinary zombie people and war boys, they, like I said, they everywhere they see him, they go like this. They go like this, they bow to him, like he's some kind of a god. He's immortal, because exactly the same name, Immortan Joe, which Immortan is some kind of title, is some kind of half the word, which means immortal. When you show away, they think he's a god, he cannot die in some sort of way. But when you see the enemy, he can die. Because as far as I saw, and if everybody who watched the movie saw, he had a breathing problem, because that's why he had this some kind of a creepy but very awesome mask on his face, which is connected with some kind of a cushion, there is on top of his head, which ergo, every time he's breathing, he goes like this, pumping and pumping and pumping, and it appears that it conceals all the air that he's trying to breathe, or he is breathing. That's how I feel it, because it appears, at the beginning when trying to prepare him for the speech and everything, you can see, I saw with his body and everything that he is sick, that he's aging, and well, he's some kind of as far as you can see, he is a family villain. So when we're talking about a family villain, for once you know villains, a family villain is always a type of villain, who have some kind of a love for his family, but also sometimes he wants to risk one of his types of family, one of his members of his family, to get his goal. Which when we're talking about Immortan Joe, it's not that kind of stuff. He's not really a total monster, which, well, technically in categories, he is a complete monster and a psychopath. But when we're talking about a family villain, he deeply cares for his family, and especially, well, for all who are sick, which when we saw the movie, everyone is sick. Everyone, because he have, the little dwarf son, it appears that he is his elderly son, who is controlling, when he's looking, like that, and control if everything's alright, and he was the one who saw Furiosa, running away in the enemy's territory. Which actually was kind of creepy, but still good. Still good. So, as far as I even find out, in his movie he had a breeding program, blood banks, milk banks, and all agriculture, vegetables, fruits, everything what can make him sure to continue to control his own power, which actually in the main thing, his main thing to control power and to get this power and to control everybody else is water, which goes out, from the mountain where he is high, from 3 big giant pipes, and everybody, all the people are just there, ready for taking the war and everything. So, well, what can I say? If you're a tyrant, you will do anything to keep this power, even if you're cruel, mad, and a complete monster, and a terrorist, because he is a terrorist. Because even I found out, in the kind of page, I even find out he's some kind of a his real name is Joe Moore, which also was some kind of a colonel who was a hero in oil war and water war, after this apocalyptic thing that happened. And so it appears like he was a very nasty one, because after all these 2 wars would happen, he created some kind of a gang to terrorize everybody else. And in show way, when you're creating a gang, you go one step by another, to create a big empire like Immortan Joe did. But anyway, that's one thing. So when we're talking about his character design, I really like it. I mean, the long hair, seeing, the color on his eyes, red, and the mask, and the general stuff, on his shoulders, and the belt, with the war boy symbol, which also I like it. And the other, close to his belt, he having like 2 guns, Western type revolver guns, that he's holding, and the other parts, it's like on a cowboy trousers and boots, which are also like. So in a short ways, you can see that he's some kind of a type of terrorist, and that he's some kind of a military villain. So in a short ways, he's a complete monster, a terrorist, a madman, a military villain, family villain, and also like everybody else, when we're talking about all villains, perfectly well what their weakness is. Here they're afraid of aging and dying. Which in which we go in Immortan Joe's direction, he will do anything, to get healthier successors, and more specifically male sons, to take his place in the rule of Citadel, the Wasteland. Because as far as we know, because for now all the babies, and because all the sons he get they all had some kind of a problem, or they're deformed, or they have a breathing problem, or they're born with something that was missing, and something like that. Well, yeah. And the only son he ever had went right through his gigantic limousine car, which was the only boy he had that can, it was perfect to be born, which made Immortan Joe very pissed. Because when we're talking about, he's a villain, we can see that he have a high level intellect, he have hunting skills, leadership, and even if we found out he's a very good shooter. But when we talk about his fighting skills, well, I didn't see that, because the only thing I saw him shooting and driving, and of course commanding his war boys, which also we can see that he has a really good he mastered leadership, which is one of the greatest skills, because fighting skills is not the only thing that makes a villain powerful, but also the leadership, the hunting skills, of course, how you drive, how you drive. We're talking about Immortan Joe. His personality, how to put it, yeah. Well, mostly, yeah, sorry. But mostly when we're talking about villains, the most important thing, except fighting skills, are, I repeat again, leadership, hunting skills, your looks, and of course, if you have powers, of course your powers, and of course, your own personalities. Hard as a rock, tyrannical, hardcore, no mercy, and all this kind of stuff. So those are a few steps that are very, very important if you want to be a perfect villain. Well, in that case, Immortan Joe is, well, at some point he is some kind of skilled villain, because he is, and like I said, his character designs are amazing. They really are. So when we're talking about his goal, because we know the Max Fury, because his only main goal was, like I said, at the beginning, he wanted to have a son who is healthy as hell, and to take his place on the throne. Which in that case, because when I saw the movie, I was really wondering why he didn't, he didn't give the throne to his big one son, and of course we find out why, because he was sick. And he wanted a heir to the throne who was not sick but healthy as hell. And he screwed up when one of his five brides went through the wheels. Or should I say under the wheels. In that point. Which, like I said again, it made Immortan Joe pissed. But he screwed up. So, like I say, about his personality, yeah. Well, he is wise. Well, he is arrogant. He's not hard-headed, yeah, but yeah. He's wise, he's tyrannical, he's ultimately self-confident, he's really quite intelligent, and of course he really has skills, so as some kind of a master manipulator, because in a way when he, I don't remember, I think it was Nexus or Nox, I think it was Nexus, the guy, who wanted to respect and follow Immortan Joe, and in the end, he screwed up, and Immortan Joe called him a mediocre. So, yeah, like I say, he's hardcore, I repeat again, he's hardcore, his mind is really hard as a rock, he's wise, really quite intelligent, a very skilled leader, and a very good shooter, very good driver, and especially I really like his big car. I really like it, and it was amazing. Because with that car he had, you can see that he was trying to represent that he's the one, he's the main bad guy, he's the big man, he's the one who's in charge. So in a show words, as a villain, he wants to show that he's the one, he's a powerful leader, and he wants to be shown as the real big man. Yeah. So because. Yeah, it's quite stuff. Yeah, because well, when we're talking about his death, was really creepy. When Furiosa grabbed his mask and stuck the holes through the wheels, and just the mask just go over from his face, mutilate him, and of course killed him instantly, instant death. So at least he didn't suffer for a bit. So yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, like I said, his goal at the beginning was to get a healthy son. But the other part of goal was when Furiosa took all his 5 very handsome and sexy ladies, which actually was his wives, or should I say sex slaves, you know, so he can screw them, you know, shag them really badly, so he can get a healthy son. Because that was the only goal, you know, to get a very healthy heir to the throne. That was so then in some parts, you know, that was his main goal, what he wanted, because he understood he was dying and aging, so that's why he wanted a healthy heir to the throne for the fourth time. So, like I said, you know, that we didn't see in the movie any fighting skills. The only thing I saw, like I said before, I only saw him driving, and I only saw, like I said, to show I only saw, showing his leadership and how much dangerous villain he can be, and he is tyrannical, mad, and obsessed, to get these wives back, and which with everything what he touches it's his. And so in some ways, yeah. So like I said again, the categories: complete monster, terrorist, military villain, family villain, tyrannical ruler and leader, and of course, like I said, he's self-confident and he's hardcore, hard-headed, wise, intelligent, and sometimes really, really sneaky, and a good master manipulator. So in that all, like I said, except his fighting skills, yeah, I will give him a fair enough 7 out of 10 to Immortan Joe. Because with his current design and what he showed, in the movie and everything, it was really quite good. Yeah, I really like the way, he looked like. I really like, the actor who played him, and it was all phenomenal. So 7 out of 10 is quite enough for me, because we didn't see any actual fighting skills. Which fighting skills, like I say, is one of the most important things of a villain. And in fact, we didn't saw any. So 7 out of 10 for me, it's good enough. So here I am done, like always. Rate the video, comment, subscribe. Give me getting something which you personally think about Immortan Joe, about his personality, him as a villain, the actor who played him, which he did an excellent job, and George Miller, how he created this character, he was great. So drop your like, I would appreciate it. So peace everyone, have an awesome rest of the night. Here where I am, in Europe, and the other side of the world, have an awesome rest. See you around, folks. I am your Redeemer!